All right, hey guys, what is up? I am excited to be here with you. We're going to be talking about the camera that I got. In the last video I made, I posted about all the great cameras that are out there, and the question was, which camera is right for me? We talked about the Sony a7S III. We talked about the Sony FX3, which is basically an a7S III for video use, kind of upgraded with that. We talked a little bit about the Canon R5. I left a few cameras out of that conversation on purpose, and they're more of the cinema grade cameras. We also talked about the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro, which is an amazing camera. But I left out the Sony FX6, I left out the Canon C70, and I left out the Red Komodo. All great cameras with incredible options on there, but not all of those cameras are for everybody. But the one that I chose to get, you saw the title of this video, is the Canon C70. And I've got that right down here. I've got to switch this. There we go. Got it right here, and we're going to unbox it here in a second. But first, I wanted to kind of share with you why I got the C70 over all of those other options. First of all, the camera that I'm using right now is the Canon 80D, and it is a crop frame sensor camera that takes, you can put EF mount glass on it, but you can also put EFS mount glass on it, which is the crop frame version, which usually, a lot of times, the glass that is made for EFS is a lot cheaper than just regular EF because it doesn't have to fit that full frame readout. So you can get a smaller readout with these lenses, and I've invested a lot of money into EFS glass. So rather than going with an R5, an R6, any kind of those Canon models, I chose to go with the C70 because it's got a Super 35. It's got a Super 35 sensor on it. So that Super 35 sensor is really close to a crop frame, and a lot of my glass that I have, like the glass that I'm currently using, apparently the glass from the 11 to 16 millimeter does not, which is an advantage of the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. But the real reason that you really want RAW is for the extra dynamic range. And I think the C70, at least from what I've seen, is on par with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. And what am I trying to say? And the 6K does not have any kind of image stabilization, so any kind of camera movements you make are going to be really jittery if you're just hand holding it. The C70 does have digital image stabilization, so you do have that option to turn it on if you want to. So that was kind of a plus there. The C70 has built-in ND filters, which the 6K Pro has, not the 6K, which I was thinking about getting the Pro anyway, but with the Pro, you can only use the 3 built-in ND filters individually. You can't stack ND filters in the 6K Pro. In the C70 you can, so you get, which basically for me eliminates the use for an external ND filter, like a variable ND filter or anything like that, which gives you, a lot of times gives you that weird vignetting at the edges of your screen. So that's the reason I got it over the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. If we go to the Red Komodo, I got the C70 over the Komodo because, again, image stabilization, but also one thing that a lot of people don't realize with the Red Komodo is that you kind of have to build that camera out. So you have to buy an external monitor, usually a cage for it, some hand grips, at least a top grip for it, and you want to really put this on a rail system so that you can put an external battery on it so that it lasts a long time. The C70 actually comes with a BP30 battery, and it's supposed to last like 3 hours, which is incredible because 3 hours of filming equates to a long time of use. I know when I'm on production sets, I don't use the camera the entire time I'm on set. So being able to turn it off, conserve battery, and then use it for those 3 hours of filming time is just, that's insane. I could probably go a full day or maybe a full day. I don't know, maybe a full day of use with just the BP30. However, I did buy a BP60 to go with it as well, just in case. So if for longer shoots, I can pop on the BP60 battery and go for 6 to 8 hours of use with the camera, which is definitely all day. With that said, those are kind of the reasons that I got this camera over the other ones that I mentioned in the last video. And some, the first thing I wanted to show you that I got is these SD cards. These are, I usually just kind of tear this open. I don't like to. These are the pro grade SD cards. I'm trying to center that so you can see it. There you go. They're pro grade SD cards because the ones that I usually use for my Canon 80D are these. And these, I've heard mixed results of whether they even work with the C70 or not. So, it might work, but I didn't want to take that chance. So with these, I know that I can get everything that I want to get. I can use any of the options that the C70 has with this. I don't have to render it downscaled or anything. I don't have to shoot in proxies in order to capture 4K. I can capture 4K in any of the frame rates, any of the bit rates that the Canon C70 has. And I got the 2-pack because the C70 has 2 card slots. So 2 card slots. So 2 card slots for the C70. So I got 2 pro grade SD cards. These are the 300 mixed pro grade. I've heard mixed results with basically anything else right now. Let's go. I also got this portable SSD. I don't plan on connecting this to the camera at all, but I plan on offloading my footage to this so that I can work on projects with it. So this was where the footage will live while I'm working on the project. This is where the project will live while I'm working on the project. After the project's done, I will offload this to an external monitor. Not an external monitor, another external SSD or HHD. Yeah, HHD, hard disk. So that's that. And then finally, what you all came here for, the EOS C70. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. All right, we've got all the books and stuff. Let's see. Definitely got to fill that out. That is the information for product use. I don't always fill those out, but on bigger purchases, every time. Comes in handy sometimes. The book. Open that up. All right, looks like we've got the BP battery charger. We've got the top handle. Getting excited and getting close to the actual camera now. Top handle feels pretty nice. Didn't expect to have this. It's kind of got a grit to a gritty coating to it, which is kind of cool. It doesn't feel like it's going to slip out of my hand or anything. Awesome. Put that over here for now. The wire for the battery charger. Little strap. Awesome. It looks like we got some screws. This looks like it is the power supply for the C70. So you can use it all day if you want to with it plugged in using this thing. You don't even have to use the battery. The BP30, I believe that's what this is. Yeah, which has got a little plastic back, so that's not a problem. All right, the microphone holder. This is where you would throw a shotgun mic if you have one that takes a shotgun mic holder like this. I have a Rode Video Mic NTG, so it's got a cold shoe mount on that, so I don't really need this at the moment, but if I ever purchased another shoe. Finally, last thing in the box, the camera. Oh yeah, here we go. Beautiful. Man, this feels chunky in my hands for sure. Oh man, that is nice for sure. Now, one thing that I keep hearing about is this door feeling, this screen feeling flimsy, and I can definitely tell that over time it'll pain. I've heard a lot of people say that they're breaking it and that kind of thing. I think if you just be careful with it and gingerly use it, then you'll be okay. I'm going to switch this camera here so that you guys can see my face. But yeah, here it is. We'll open this up. You can check out the sensor in there. It is on. Yeah, I'm excited to get to use this camera. Let's pop this thing in. Now, I do have a converter coming for my EF glass that'll go on here. Right now, the mount in here is RF, so my EF glass will not fit on here. But I do have an EF converter coming, and it's supposed to be here today, but I won't be able to actually put this battery in and turn it on so we can power it up. All right, here we go. Powering it on. I'll turn it so you guys can see it there. Boom, powered up. That's awesome. So I've got to go in and set the timing and set all of that stuff. Here we go. Okay, so right now it is, let's see, what time is it? It's 2:15. With this camera, so microphone. Super quiet. I like it. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video.